Alrighty, everyone. I'm so excited to see all of you this afternoon and to go ahead and get started. So my name is Marisa Calder, and I am the representative of the Brainpower High Schools in San Antonio, Texas. And I'm excited to share a little bit more about our programs with you today. So, this is a difficult time. We know that this is maybe a challenging time to be thinking about studying abroad. And I'm happy to tell you a little bit more about all of the different initiatives that we have, and I'll talk about all of our precautions a little bit later in the presentation. But we have to take the long view. We are looking towards the future, and we do hope that by next year, we will face far fewer precautions, far fewer concerns about COVID-19. So it's never too early to start thinking about your plans, about your education, and we are here to help. And the fact of the matter is that the world has changed, but it hasn't changed that much. I think what we've all learned from this is that it is a truly global economy. And so coming to the United States for study is going to be important in learning to be bilingual, learning those global competencies, getting used to US culture, getting used to the classroom before you go on to university, learning more about yourself, becoming more confident and competent and well-rounded. All of those reasons why it was important to study abroad in high school before are still there. So we are looking towards the future, and we hope that you will join us today as we talk about our programs. So what is the Brainpower Connection? The Brainpower Connection is a group of schools that are all working together to educate students, to move forward, to move our community forward, and we're all affiliated with the University of the Incarnate Word. Today, I'm going to talk to you specifically about our two high schools, Incarnate Word High School and St. Anthony. And specifically, I'm going to talk to you about three of our programs. So first, I'm going to talk to you about our traditional high school programs, which are going to allow you to come here 9th, 10th, 11th grade, study with us, live here, graduate with us, very traditional. The second program I'm going to talk to you about is our Pathway program. So this is a special one-year high school program where you would come for your final year of high school or as a gap year, and you're going to get conditional admission to our partner university, the University of the Incarnate Word, at the beginning of that year. So that's what's going to be really special about that program. And the third program I'm going to talk to you about is our summer camp, which is an English language focused 3-week program, which we hope to run next summer. So why the Brainpower Connection? Why us? How can we help you achieve your education goals? Well, one of our biggest strengths is our connection with our partner university, the University of the Incarnate Word. And one way you see that is in our dual credit classes. So you can actually go to the university while you're still in high school, take university classes with the university professor, with university students in the same room before you even graduate, which is amazing. You fully get the US college experience before you even graduate high school. And so you're really getting that college preparation. We also offer ESL. We have a dedicated international person on staff, and that's me, to help international students with any concerns they might have, and one of those is ESL. So if you need to improve your English, if you need a little help, that's not a big deal. We offer ESL as part of the regular school day, part of regular tuition, no problem at all. We are college preparatory, and so that means that we do provide AP and honors coursework to make sure that you can get where you need to go. And if you want to study in the United States for university specifically, we're going to offer some additional advantages. And so one of those is that if you come to Texas, if you study here for at least 3 years at the high school level, you're going to be eligible for in-state tuition discounts at the public universities in Texas. And that means that you are going to get up to about a 50% discount on some schools. And so these are schools like University of Texas at Austin, Texas A&M University, University of Houston, Texas Tech. All of these great universities you've heard about are going to offer significant discounts to you. We're also going to offer additional scholarship opportunities at our partner university, the University of the Incarnate Word, and I'll talk about that a little bit more later. But no matter where you want to go, we're going to help you get there. We offer the SAT on campus twice a year, and that's true even this year. Even with COVID, we have been able to do that. We also offer personalized counseling, and at St. Anthony, we actually have an international student-specific counselor. So don't worry, you will find someone that can help you get to where you need to go. We are both Catholic schools, so we have a focus on community service, and we also have a focus on safety. Part of the reason that many students come to our schools is because they want to get away from larger schools where the students get lost in the shuffle. And because we have these nice small schools, they're really safe. Individual students get the help they need. And we're located in a really safe area, residential neighborhoods. And to go along with all that, we have been taking the COVID outbreak obviously extremely seriously and been very flexible with our students, able to offer them different options, whether they're online or in person. So let me tell you a little bit about where we're located. If you're not familiar, we are located in San Antonio, Texas, which, as you can see, is way down south in the United States, which means we have nice warm weather. We are about a city of 1.5 million, so we're a large city, but we're known as the biggest small town in America because we're so friendly, it feels like you live in a small town, even though you are in an urban area. So we are quite international. We're quite a tourist destination. You can see in the picture our most famous attraction, the Riverwalk, but people come here from all over the world to enjoy our city. So to share a little bit about our curriculum requirements, like most high schools in the United States, we are a 4-year program. And what that means for you is that we are going to require 4 years of each of the core subjects. So you might be thinking, wait, in my country, I only have 3 years of high school. How does this work if I want to transfer in? Don't worry. So this happens all the time. What we'll do is we want to just make sure that you get the total number of years of education. So if you did 9th grade in middle school, then those credits can be transferred. So we will work with you to make sure that you're able to graduate on time and that you get all the credits that you need. And so after you do the core subjects, we are going to help you with electives. You're going to take a number of electives, and I'll talk about that and those selections a little more in then. So the first school is Incarnate Word High School. And now this is a girls only school. It was founded in 1881 by the Sisters of Charity. And we offer a really unique feature, which is the modular schedule. And this is a college-like schedule where you have classes interspersed throughout the day, but you also have free periods. And those free periods are the key to this schedule. So you actually get to pick what you do during those times. So you might be trying to get ahead and take a test. You might be doing your homework so you don't have to do it later. You might be meeting with the teacher to get caught up on something or to ask a question. So you really have control over your own schedule. And that's what really teaches you those college time management skills that you're going to need. We do offer AP classes. We expect all of our students to go on to university. So you can see our college matriculation rate is 100%. We have a very low student to faculty population and nice small class sizes and only about 400 students total. So you are going to get that personal attention from teachers. And here you can see a little bit more about our course offerings. So we do offer AP and honors in all of the core subjects. And then as far as electives goes, or getting a little bit ahead for college, you can also take things like robotics, aquatic science, advanced STEM courses, as well as a number of offerings in the fine arts, such as music and dance, drawing, painting. And the next school is St. Anthony Catholic High School, which is a co-ed school for both boys and girls. We are also a college preparatory program, of course, and we were founded in 1903, so a little bit later. And one of the major features of the school is the tight-knit student community. What I said before about making sure that our schools are safe, well, this goes along with that. So we only have 300 students, and all of the students are a family. They help each other out. They're looking out for each other. They're making sure no one's sitting alone at lunch. And it's really spectacular what this student body is able to achieve with this attitude, this friendly attitude. We are also a one-to-one laptop initiative school, so we do provide a laptop to any student that does not have one. And the reason for that is we do keep technology very centered in the classroom. All of our teachers are certified Microsoft innovators, so there's certainly lots of tech innovation going on in our classrooms. And again, we have a really low student to faculty ratio, just like at the other school. So you're going to get one-on-one tutoring opportunities with the teacher. You're going to really get that personal attention. And here you can see the course offerings are somewhat similar. We have AP and honors in all the course subjects, a number of advanced STEM courses, as well as some courses in business and accounting, if you're interested in entrepreneurship. And we also have a health professions track. So that's another feature that I'd like to talk about a little bit more in a second, but just to give you an idea. And just remember that if you don't see a class here that you'd really want to take in high school, we also have the dual credit option, which means if we don't have something, you might be able to go take it up at the university, because you can really take any class that piques your interest, that fits into your schedule. And so students have taken engineering, they've taken psychology, they've taken art, they've taken music. So there's all sorts of different opportunities, and you are definitely not limited by the course catalog of the high schools. So speaking of university, this is where some of our past international students have gone off to. Many of them do choose to stay here and attend our partner university, but is by no means required. A lot of students like to go to a lot of big public schools that you've probably heard of, like the University of California, University of Texas, as well as private schools like Southern Methodist or Baylor. And we're very proud of them. They do go all over the country, although we love it when they stay here in Texas. But it's not just about academics, of course. We also offer a number of different activities, too many really to go over today. We have strong athletic programs for both boys and girls, as well as music, fine arts, theater, student government. We have about 20 to 30 student-led clubs on each campus. And if we're missing a club that you would like to have or you'd like to see, or there's nothing that piques your interest, then feel free to start a club. That's how we've ended up with a lot of amazing clubs like International Club, Anime Club, Cooking Club, all of these sorts of clubs. We also do offer special programs for our international students so that they are getting the full benefit of living abroad, that they're actually getting to know the culture of the place that they've moved, that they're getting to see this city and all of that. So we really think that's important as well. Sorry about that. And just so you know, this is also an excellent place to come if you are a serious athlete. So Texas is a very large state. It takes its sports very seriously. And we are in the largest private school sports league in the country, which means that it's very competitive. It has a lot of attention. And so this is a good opportunity if you are interested in playing university athletics later on, or you're just interested in improving your game. The one thing to note is that if you are serious about playing sports in the United States, we recommend that you come no later than 10th grade. And the reason is that there is a 1-year bar on playing varsity sports in our league for international students. So if you were to come here, you can start playing JV immediately, you can start practicing immediately, but you are gonna have to wait to compete in varsity for 1 year. So if you come at an earlier grade, no problem, you can play JV for the first year. And so then you can just don't have that issue as much. Okay, and so I'd like to talk a little bit about our COVID precautions, because I know this is something that people are very nervous about right now. And I'm happy to say that so far we've been back in classes for about 9 weeks and we've had no cases at all. And so we're very proud of that. And that's because we've taken this very, very seriously, and we have a number of initiatives to make sure that we keep our students safe. So that's going to include things like plexiglass to create barriers in classrooms, social distancing of desks in classrooms. We offered online to all of our students this year if they wanted to take it, and a hybrid option for others. Of course, we rearranged the whole school and have staggered entrance times. We're doing additional deep cleaning. We do daily temperature checks of all of our staff, students, everyone on campus, any visitors as well. And then we also have full-time nurses on staff. So we do have someone in the building that's able to assist in the case of any kind of emergency. And we are strictly enforcing masking requirements and social distancing. Okay, and so now let me tell you a little bit about our specialty programs. So of course we have AP classes, of course we have different curriculum for like any high school would, but we also have some specialty programs that really set us apart. So the first one is our online dual diploma program. So this is a really unique program that allows international students to finish their high school at home, but also attend online classes with us and then achieve a US high school diploma, even while they're finishing their home high school diploma. So the way it works is you take 7 classes online over a period of 1, 2, or 3 years. And then at the conclusion of that, and a conclusion of getting your home high school diploma, you will receive a US high school diploma from St. Anthony Catholic High School. It's an amazing opportunity to expose yourself to the US classroom, a chance to improve your English, get used to US teaching styles. And this is a really cool program. It's also not a remote option. You're not doing the same class as the brick and mortar. It's actually a program that's designed to be online. It's meant to be online, which means that it's very high quality, and you're really gonna get a lot out of it. It's also gonna give you greater access to US universities because you are getting an accredited degree from a US high school. But we also have a group of schools who are university partners who have already agreed to offer early admission to graduating students, provided that they meet the GPA requirements. So here you can see a little bit more about the costs. And I'd also like to mention that tomorrow we are having an information session just on this program. So that's going to be back here on Zoom at 9 a.m. US Central Time. And so you can find the link to sign up for that on our website on the events page. Okay, and then the next program I'd like to talk to you about is the Health Professions Program. So this is a 2-year dual credit structured track program. So before I had mentioned that you can take any dual credit class that you want to, as long as it fits into your schedule, the sky's the limit. So this is actually a structured program for students that already know exactly what they want to focus on, and that's medicine. So it's available for 5 specialties, which are optometry, physical therapy, nursing, pharmacy, and general medicine. And what it's going to do is allow you to take some of those general medicine classes that you would have taken your first year of college when you're still in high school. So you're going to get exposed to it. You're going to learn if it's the right thing for you. And it's also going to save you time in college afterwards if you go on to the University of the Incarnate Word through their direct admit program. So that's really an amazing opportunity for students who are interested in healthcare. The second program is the Pathway Program, which I mentioned at the top. So this is a new program, and I'm really excited to tell you about it. So this is a 1-year high school program for international students. And basically, you get to come to the US for your last year of high school, or if you've already graduated in your home country, you can come for a gap year. At the beginning of that year, you're going to get conditional admission to our partner university, the University of the Incarnate Word, which means that you're basically going to get to have the whole cultural experience of your last year of high school. You're going to get to go to football games and go to prom and do all these things that you probably have seen on TV, but you don't even have to worry about the college application season because you're already done by the time you get here. And that's a really amazing feature. It's also going to give you some benefits, like you're not going to have to submit you're not going to have to meet the TOEFL requirement for the university. You're not going to have to take that test. You're also potentially going to reduce your time in college with dual university credit classes. And it's going to give you a lot of flexibility, and you're going to get increased scholarships. So there's lots of benefits to doing it this way, especially if you're interested in the university. So let's talk a little bit about the application process. We of course have an online application for both schools, which you can find on our websites. And then we're going to ask for some supporting documents like your transcripts, of course, your grades. We're going to ask for a letter of recommendation, immigration documents, financial documents, all of these kinds of requirements that you see everywhere. We do require an English test score, and we prefer the TOEFL, the IELTS, or the Pearson test. If you have not taken any of those, we're probably going to recommend that you take the Duolingo English test. And the reason for that is that you can take it at home, you can take it online anytime. You don't have to go to a testing center, which of course we know can be a challenge in the pandemic. If you've already taken a different standardized English test, please let us know. We can consider it. So please just send that along and we will review it as we're being a little flexible this year because of the pandemic. We know it's very difficult to get to a testing center. We do not have a minimum cutoff score for the English requirement because we do offer ESL. So we think that we can help you get where you need to go. And so we are not going to require a minimum score. We do require an application fee, and then we are going to require an online interview with a member of the admissions team. Typically it's me, the international coordinator, but it'll be someone from the admissions team, and it's usually just very low key, just getting to know you. And just a note, we are still accepting applications for spring if you're interested in coming at that point. You can also start online and then follow up in the fall. If that's the case, we do ask that you apply no later than November 13th because it's going to be very difficult to get visas. We want to make sure you have plenty of time to enroll and get started with us. So that is the deadline for this fall. For this spring. If you are applying for next fall, don't worry, you have tons of time. For that, we recommend applying no later than May, and that's just to make sure that you have plenty of time to get your visa next summer. Okay, and so as I mentioned, there's no minimum English test score requirement for the regular program. However, for the Pathway program, we do have a minimum score, and the reason for that is just that we are only going to have you for 1 year. So we want to make sure you're going to be successful when you go off to university in a year. We want to just make sure that you're up there. So for the standard program, it's going to be a 2.5 GPA requirement with a 60 on the TOEFL. We also have an honors track, and that's a really special program because you're able to jump right into university classes. So you can take up to 4 university classes your last year of high school, which means you're basically already ahead by a whole semester by the time you get to the university level. But because we're going to throw you right into those university classes, we're going to ask for a higher TOEFL score. And you can also submit the IELTS or the Duolingo for this. So it's not necessarily just the TOEFL, you can take the Duolingo, no problem. For this, we're going to ask for a 3.5 GPA or a 75 on the TOEFL. And again, you're going to be saving potentially a whole semester when you get to the university level, and you're eligible for increased scholarship as well. Okay, so as far as applications go, we also accept the SSAT related, the standard application online. So if you already have an SSAT account or you're planning to take the SSAT this winter, this is an easier way for you to apply. It's not required. We're excited to begin accepting this year. But if you are already taking that test and you're going that route, then this may be an easier way for you to apply. Okay. As far as applying for visas, we of course will help you with that process. So if you get accepted, then we will send you your I-20 in the mail. If you are applying for spring 2021, then of course we'll send that as soon as possible. If you are applying for fall 2021, then we're going to start sending those I-20s out in February and March. And our main advice this year is, of course, just to apply early for your visa. Apply early to school, apply early for your visa, and we will help you with the rest. Okay, and one other note is that we are not a boarding school. We are actually a homestay school. So what that means is we actually find host families for every single one of our international students. And the reason we do that is that we think it's giving you the absolute best experience possible coming to the United States, especially in high school when you might need a little bit of that extra support. So there's so many benefits to living with a host family. Of course, the obvious ones: improve your English with native speakers, getting to partake in family traditions, learning about the culture, all of these kinds of things. But you're also just going to get built-in support for your time abroad. And you're going to build those friendships that you're going to carry on even if you move to another city to go to university. You're still going to have those relationships, which is really amazing. So we work with 2 homestay agencies that are both vetted by an independent agency to make sure that they're going to provide the absolute highest quality, safest homestay experience that we can. So you can see here, there's some different packages. And one thing to note is that if you do know someone in the San Antonio area, if you have a family member or a family friend, then you can nominate them to be a host family. So that's what the parent nominated homestay means. And in that case, you're going to pay a much lower fee because then you're just paying for the safety monitoring, paying to have the company help you out instead of paying for the host family. So that's a little bit of a different option. And here you can see a little bit about our pricing. So this is the tuition rate for this year, for 2020 to 2021. So it may be slightly different for next year if you're applying for fall 2021, but this will give you a little bit of an idea of the range that we're in. Here's our tuition. Health insurance is required, and we do provide it at the school just to make sure that you are going to get the best coverage you can. And then, of course, the homestay fee, which will vary a little bit depending on which package you go with. And so altogether, you're looking at about $28,000 to $30,000. We do offer scholarships to our international students. So we offer some discounts if you pay upfront early in one motion, then in one installment, then you are eligible for a 3% discount off of tuition. If you bring your sibling with you, your sibling is eligible for a 10% discount off tuition. And then if you're coming from a Catholic school, then you're eligible for a $1,500 scholarship. And no matter what, any international student is eligible for the International Scholars Merit Scholarship, which they can apply for, and is first come, first serve, and that's going to be $1,000 per year. Now, if you're applying for the Pathway program, then you're going to be eligible for automatic scholarships, which is awesome because you don't even have to apply for them. For the regular Pathway program, you're going to be eligible for $1,000 to $1,500, and for Pathway Honors Track, you're going to be eligible for $1,500 to $2,000. So that's really special. But really, where you're going to see financial savings with the Pathway program is at the university level. So you're going to be eligible for the $2,000 scholarship plus the $1,000 scholarship plus potentially up to another $20,000 in scholarship based on your GPA. So that's going to be quite a bit of money, quite a bit of scholarship floating around. And please note this is for this year, so it may change a little bit for next year, but this is just to give you an idea. Okay, and then finally, I'd like to talk about our summer camp. We are anticipating to hold it next July. It is a 3-week English language and culture camp, so you would take English classes in the morning and then do different cultural activities around the city and around our area in the afternoon. It is $3,600 for the entire camp, which includes everything except flights. So it includes your meals and your housing and all of that. And you actually are going to live on the university campus. So you live in the university dorms and eat at the dining hall. So you also get a little bit of the university experience as well. It's going to be open to international students about 12 years old to 17 years old. And we typically have between 75 and 100 students. So it's quite a lot of fun. If you are interested in applying, please contact us as the application is not up yet. but we will contact you with more information on this one soon. And then finally, we are on social media. Maybe that's how you found us today. So you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And please do. It's the best way to keep up with our events and see what we're up to. And then finally, if you have any questions, you can contact me via email or at my office phone or at my WhatsApp or WeChat number, which is the second number listed down there. And of course, we encourage you to check out our websites and keep up with all of the things that we're doing. We do have events pages up on the St. Anthony website, which is going to show all the rest of our events for the rest of the semester. So we encourage you to head over there and see what else you can join in on. Thank you so much for your attention and have a wonderful day.